I'd like to call this meeting to order at 10 a.m. and I will read the land acknowledgement. The City of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Hadiawandurunk, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The City of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands on which we live. Are there any declarations of interest? Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda? I got Mark and Gary, you second that? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Adoption of the minutes from May 5th, 2025. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the minutes? Councillor Ditavitas and Mike, Deputy Fire Chief. Oh, he can't. He's staff. Councillor Settons, will you second that?
Absolutely.
All right. So, all those in favor? You
Favor.
look at.
Sorry. Best I can do.
I thought you'd have a white hat. Anyways.
No, never.
All those in favor?
Favor.
Opposed? That is carried. Okay. Are there any items of correspondence? There are none. And now we'll get down to committee business. And I always say this is the most important meeting of the year. I mean, they're all important. It's important what we do between meetings as well. But the fall semester preparation, I think, sets the tone for the whole school year. So I'll call on various community partners to provide an update of where we are and where we're heading, especially as a lot of second year and above students are already moving in, and I think this weekend is when first year students have the move in. So I'll start with Brock, and who's here from Brock I can't see on Kristen. Can you provide an update, and then I'll get an update from Busu, but can you provide an update first, please?
Of course. Thank you, Mayor Ugolini. Good morning, everyone. We're super excited to welcome students back to campus to prepare for the fall semester. So this weekend, you are correct. We will be having students moving into residence. 2,700 students will return to campus to live in residence August 30th and August 31st. And there are a number of upper year students who would already have leases that may have already had their accommodations over the summer months, which we have not had any issues coming into off-campus housing over the summer months at all. And those who are starting leases, those would start on September the 1st. So including the Lofts property located in Thorold, they will be welcoming new students in who are starting their leases in September on September 1st. And our plans are well underway to welcome students through the Welcome Week happening on campus. So there's events being hosted on our campus to welcome both returning and new students, including on September the 6th, the Brock Cares Day of Service. So we're delighted to have greetings from both the mayors and administration at Brock, welcoming students to come to campus to volunteer in the broader community. We have over 200 volunteer opportunities across the region. And one of those projects that students are volunteering, as well as a number of community partners on the call, is the Welcome Wagon. So we have the Good Neighbor Guide that we hand out. I have this one from last year. The other ones are coming in this week for this year, with a welcome message, welcoming students back to Niagara, back to being good neighbors, with tips on, introducing themselves to their neighbors, helping with local events, attending local events. Also information for long-term residents as well about who they should be reaching out to if they have any concerns, connecting them directly with bylaw, if it's a bylaw issue with Niagara Regional Police or Fire, with Brock taking the lead on education. So we are out front speaking with students on September 6th, door to door. We'll visit 500 homes during that Welcome Wagon campaign that's happening on that day. And that's been happening for a number of years, and it's very well received both by students and long-term residents. I will also say that the Thorold BIA and the City of Thorold have been wonderful supporters of hosting a Welcome to Thorold event happening at the end of the day, the end of Brock Cares in the Welcome Wagon, happening on September the 6th. So our buses that are bringing the volunteers back will actually be bringing them into downtown Thorold to share a meal, meet some of the local business owners, get a tour of downtown. So a really warm welcome from the City of Thorold for our local students. And this is our second year doing that. And I met with the BIA 2 weeks ago and we've made some improvements to that. So really excited to have that happen in the second year, building on what we learned last year. And then other than that, all of our other education campaigns are taking place on campus and on social media. So we will be amplifying messages sent out by the City of Thorold from the communications department if there's issues around parking or those types of things to educate students early on. And we are working closely with the Niagara Regional Police and our own campus safety services to be patrolling neighborhoods as well. So to have a presence, I know that Thorold bylaw is also involved in that. So some of those patrols, just educating students early on so we set a good tone for the rest of the year. That certainly was a positive outcome last year where we had very few neighborhood complaints or concerns coming in either to us or to the city directly. And I'm happy to answer any questions that folks may have about Brock's preparation to welcome our students back.
Is there any questions for Kristen before I move on? Go ahead, Natalie.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Kristen, I'm just wondering if you want me to market the welcome wagon that you are teaming up with the Thorold BIA on in our community newsletter that's going out Thursday.
Yeah, I'll loop back out to the Thorold BIA to see if there's messaging, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So hopefully by the end of the day
Okay.
today. I know
thank you.
Councillor Sentis is on this meeting as well, so and Councillor DeVitas. Perfect.
Thanks. I just happened to be working on it today. So.
That's
right.
great timing, and I'm
Yeah.
fresh from vacation, so great, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
And two items that I'll mention is this Wednesday we have our final market evening, and we have a tremendous British Legends tribute band. So, students that are moving in, it's a great night to go to the park. As well, on September 13th, we're holding our final finale for the market. It's a matinee, and it's a family-friendly event. And Councillor Didavitas, it's
British Invasion.
no British Invasion's this Wednesday. But what about September 13th?
With
Taylor Swift
tribute.
tribute
Yes.
band. Yeah,
Yep, and Johnny Chimpo.
yeah. So that's
Chips,
so
it's
those are
chips.
two events that are going to be downtown, and believe me, they'll both be well attended. Okay, I have Patricia from Busu. Can you give us an update, Patricia?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Mayor Ugolini, and good morning, everyone. I'm Patricia from Busu. I'm currently covering our director, Kaylee, who's on maternity leave. Just some few updates from Busu's end. First would be starting next week from August 31st to September 6th, we'll be having our Badger Fest, our annual version of a welcome week hosted by Busu as well. Featured events would include comedy and magic shows, a community fair, bingo, outdoor movie screenings, and pottery, which will all happen on campus. Some of them are outdoor in our lawns, and some of them are indoor. And we also have out-of-town events on August 31st. Specifically, we invited some students to attend the R&B Music Festival happening at Montebello Park. And on September 5th and 6th, we also invited some students to attend the Misty Music Festival happening in Falls View Events Grounds in Niagara Falls. I am happy to share the link of all the details of our events happening. Since it's available obviously for public consumption, I can definitely circulate that over. And we also post regularly on our Instagram pages live updates of the events. Another update apart from Badger Fest would be that we just recently hired our new student executives from the end of last May, and they have a 1 year tenure with us up until next year. We hired our student president, our VPEA, and our VPUA, and I just wanted to inquire as well if our VPEA could reach out to the mayor's office because I think he would like to set up some advocacy initiative talks if possible and get some sort of dialogue going on between not just people from Thorold, but as well from other cities such as St. Catharines and the rest of the Niagara region. So he just wanted me to ask if that could be
Oh, yeah. No,
something
no,
that we could
Patricia, I
arrange.
meet with them regularly, and we definitely do meet early on, and then we meet usually again, early in the new year. So yes, my door's always open. Tell them to work through Tessa, and I'd be glad to meet with them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And that would be all the updates from Busu. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Patricia from Busu? Go ahead, Councillor Didavides.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Patricia, is there any room for Thorold to use our Beaver Dams Park for an events? I know they're using Niagara Falls for an event this year, and we're in your backyard. We have such a great park, and you're such a big impact to our businesses downtown at BIA. That's why we're reaching that hand out to you to work with the BIA. And it'll be nice if we can work together on something big in that park, because we're ready for it. We want you to be ready for it. And going to Niagara Falls, and you're right beside Thorold, it was hard for me to swallow, but I know this decision's been made. But I think next year maybe look for Beaver Dams Park.
And
Yes,
we'll-
absolutely. Thank you, Counselor. Just to clarify as well, the events that we've invited our students in are actually hosted by different organizations. We just got some free tickets for them. However, I will definitely give that update to our events manager and our GM that we're happy to maybe mount an event for maybe if winter isn't possible, maybe sometime next year. But thank you so much for letting me know.
Sure,
That's
thank you.
amazing. Thank you.
And Patricia, I mentioned 2 events we have. The beauty of our events is they're free. You don't need a ticket to get in.
Awesome. Yes, good to know. I noted it down. Thank you. Also, the musical accents performing. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to move on. Philip from graduate studies, right? Philip, am I right with that?
Yes, thank you so much. Brock University Graduate Student Association, so I'm the vice president. So we have a lot of event lineup for this coming few days, like on 26th, that is tomorrow, we have a kind of campus collaborative for students, for incoming graduate students, and is a kind of an on-campus event. And also on 27th, we have an event for especially for graduate students, those incoming, and also those that are already here, is a Coffee with Katie, where is a collaboration between Faculty of Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs and Brock Graduate Student Association. So on 2nd September, there'll be a kind of orientation, which Brock Graduate Student Association is included, but is hosted by Faculty of Graduate Student and Postdoctoral Affairs, and to welcome the incoming graduate students. So, and give them the kind of orientation, how they can actually be included in the school affair and what is required of them. And also on 3rd of September, we have a kind of in-house within campus for Graduate Student Association orientation for specifically for graduate students. So those are the events that I like for.
So you're going to be busy early on.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Philip, thank you. Are there any questions for Philip? Again, Philip, you know as well, my office is open if you just want to set up a meeting. I usually meet with graduate studies as well. Okay?
Sure, thank you so much.
Now I'm going to move on to Niagara College, and I have, who's here? Stephen and Michelle? Yep. You're both from Niagara, so I'll start with Michelle. Start with Stephen, okay. I need direction. I need direction, you know that. Go ahead, Stephen. Stephen's a veteran, so he's been around a long time.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to say good luck to Philip, Kristen, and Patricia at Brock, our counterparts. obviously September 2nd is coming pretty quick this year. Don't know why it couldn't have been the 9th for startup, but
Yeah, right.
coming earlier than expected. So just want to give you a few updates on our side as a student association at Niagara College. Obviously, in the city of Thorold, we do have a lot of students living in Thorold off-campus housing, as well as St. Catharines. Our students utilize the off-campus housing in this area. And then our bus, obviously, down to Welland on the 7075 bus, and up to DJP as well, our Niagara-on-the-Lake campus. So in terms of sort of the activity from an NC SAC side and a college side, September 2nd is one of our first outdoor events. It's our lawn party, so it typically happens on the front lawn in Welland. This year we've moved it into the back of the lawn, so it's a little bit smaller than it typically is just due to enrollment decreasing from previous years. We also have bingos, barbecues, that kind of stuff planned as well for the first 2 weeks on campus. And we also have the welcome wagon. Right now it is tentatively scheduled for, my apologies, just like Brock, and I won't explain the whole thing. I know Kristen already did that. But it is scheduled for, my apologies. Thank you very much. September 16th is when it's tentatively scheduled at this point. And similar to Brock, we would just be going around the Welland and Niagara-on-the-Lake regions, knocking on doors. And I think one big thing to note is we're not just looking to talk to students, right? And similar to Brock, I know that they do the same thing. We're looking to talk to students about how to be good neighbors, but also non-students, so different families and retirees, etc., to basically encourage them to go talk to their neighbors, right? We know that to avoid conflict, the best way to do that is to start by communicating. So just as important as talking to students is talking to the non-students when we do the welcome wagon. So I think at this point for us at the NC SAC side, that's the update, and I'll throw it over to Michelle. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, to do a college update.
Go ahead, and then I'll, if anyone has questions for you, they can ask after.
Are we singing along with Johnny Cash?
Yeah, where's that coming from? Hey?
I like that phone ring, whoever that was. This is my first meeting, so thank you, Mr. Mayor. Happy to be here, part of this conversation. I think Steve has given a very good update, and I would just add that we've got some construction going on the Welland campus. There's an expansion of our health building, and that's already started. They're clearing out the front of the school for that, and as well, we're going to be starting our new residence building in the fall. So there's a lot of construction happening in our Welland campus, which doesn't really impact Thorold, but I thought I would mention it. And from the college side of the first start of school, we've got a 6-week program. Most of the outside stuff is in the first 2 weeks, and then most everything else is inside after that. So that's my update. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Michelle and Stephen. Are there any questions from the Niagara College standpoint? And we're here, and if you need something from us, you can work through my office, and Natalie does the communications. If there's bylaw concerns, obviously Dan will be handling that, but we're here to work collectively to, continue down the path that we are. So thank you both. Next I have, I got to put my glasses on, I'm half blind. So from policing, Brian, welcome.
Thank you. No updates from the Niagara Regional Police at this time.
No updates, but that I think you're aware that collectively how we work together and the important role that the Niagara Regional Police Service plays, and
yes,
we'll be leaning on you as required, right, Dan?
Yep, please do.
All right. From the Thorold perspective, I'll start with Mike. He's our Deputy Fire Chief, and then I'll switch over to Dan, our Manager of Bylaws. So go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Mayor. From our perspective, our staffing levels will remain throughout the first week or so of school. We will be attending the Welcome Wagon along with Bylaw Services, so we'll be out in the Thorold community that day over in the Winterberry area. And outside of that, no other updates.
And you work closely with Bylaw, so that's an important partnership. Dan is our Manager of bylaw enforcement. And Dan, the floor is yours, because I know you've got a big job.
Yes, I certainly do. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Like Mike said, we're going to work closely with our community partners. We are ready to welcome the students back this year once again. We're going to continue working with the police and fire and making this a smooth transition as possible. And we're going to participate in the Welcome Wagon as well. And of course, we'll continue to provide enforcement throughout the community and with some additional coverage this weekend.
Thank you. And there's other pockets throughout the month, but you know,
Yeah.
I think that there's homecoming and different things. So,
Yeah, we're going to work closely with the mayor's office on identifying those dates.
okay. Is there any questions for Mike or Dan? Okay, go ahead, Mike.
I just had a comment. Over the years, being in business downtown for like almost 40 years, I think it's going so well now because we have this communication with bylaw. The police are doing a great job. Fire, everyone's working together. The schools, everything. So what a huge difference by just getting together and talking. And it just, for me, being a business owner right downtown and in Thorold and talking to other business people, everyone's doing a great job in this room, and it's really and this year hopefully it'll be perfect like it was previous year. So I just want to say that.
And that's important, and that's why we do what we do. And that's why you can never let up. You always have to make sure that everybody's coordinated and continue the efforts we have to make sure that we don't let things go backwards. So I'm going to move on to waste management update. Catherine is the Director of Waste Management at the Niagara Region, and she works closely with us. And can you give us an update, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good morning, everyone. In the agenda package, you'll see a 2-page memo from me that really outlines, excuse me, our monitoring efforts throughout the summer months. We know that not all students move home to their families, and they still remain in the area, so we do have a presence within that area. And you'll see in Appendix A where we've had about 233 issues during that time period, and we were able to resolve most of them within 97% of them were resolved within 2 days. So we continue to have a presence in that area, and moving forward, obviously into September and throughout the term, we'll be in that area with our staff. I think they're in there 4 out of the 5 days, so quite a presence in Thorold as well as in St. Catharines, primarily in the south end. So we'll continue to work, and we work closely with Dan as well and his team. So we'll continue to do that. In terms of outreach, I've outlined some of the efforts that we'll do throughout September. So we'll be joining, our friends at Brock and Niagara College at some of their events. We'll have a presence there. We'll also be part of the welcoming group that goes out and does site visits within the area. And we'll also, we're going to be mailing out our annual newsletter to the off-campus addresses that we have, that we know of. So we continue to do that, and we send out letters as well to the landlords, just outlining best practices for waste management and how to get rid of materials in the proper way. What I would say is that if we are missing events that Brock and Niagara College staff think that we should be at, please reach out and let me know. I've heard, Natalie, you talk about your newsletters. If there's anything that you want from us, certainly we can provide that information. So thank you.
That's great. And just so the public knows, if they have a waste management concern, other than their own garbage, or garbage left out in that, is calling the hotline the best way?
Yes.
So if you go on the region, can you explain that? So like you go on the region website and there's a number there?
Yeah, so we do have a waste info line that just manages calls coming in about waste management, all waste management, whether it's collection issues, landfill inquiries, et cetera, et cetera. So what I can do, perhaps, Mayor, is I'll provide the number to Justin. He can include it in the minutes.
Yeah, and we can also maybe post it in our communications as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I've had people call me and I tell them that's the first step, to use that number. And most times it does, and if it doesn't, then we go to make an inquiry through your office directly.
Yeah, so. And we also, in our communication, we really try to promote our waste app, which gives you nice reminders. I actually use it sometimes, even though I'm in the business, like what day is my garbage. So we're really trying to promote that, particularly to the younger folks who are always on their phones and use lots of apps. So we try to promote that as much as we can through that.
And I think that's important because a lot of people that don't live in the community, they'll put their garbage out. It might sit out 2-3 days, and then because they don't know maybe what their garbage day, they don't know that this week may not be garbage, and then we all know it's wind or rodents, and then we have issues. So.
Mm-hmm. What I can say, like I live in the south end of St. Catharines, and we've been undertaking these efforts now for 10 plus years, and driving in on Thursdays and Fridays, I've noticed a big difference. So I'm hoping that you're seeing a difference in Thorold with our presence there as well.
Absolutely. And again, communication, getting the word out. So, any questions for Catherine? Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a follow-up to that point, and I think it's a great idea to post it on the city site, because there's that abandoned, the issues in Thorold summertime is when kids move out, then stuff gets abandoned, sits on the curb for quite a while.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so now we're going to move to round table, and I'll go around plus who's ever online, and if you have anything or anything else that you want to raise that we haven't discussed, I'll start with you, Dan.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any comments.
Okay, Catherine, do you have anything to add? Councillor Didavina.
Yes, I'd like to thank Kristen Smith for getting involved with the BIA. Brock, Niagara, as a business person in the downtown, you have a huge impact. And this business has been very difficult this year, very difficult. So the economic hit that we took, we're going to be receiving a boom with the students back. It's a big thing. Foodland, their sales go up huge, all kinds of places in Thorold. So we really need the students back in our community spending money. As a business owner, it's really tough, and we're looking forward to the students getting back. And I'm really pleased that they reached out to the BIA, and the students are going to be walking around with us maybe during Halloween and showing their faces more, meeting the business owners downtown. I think we have a little bit of work to do and working together, and I'm just so pleased that they're back, and the process that everything that's happening in this meeting, and we get together, things are looking good, and all the students are on the same page, and they understand the importance that they have in our community. And I want to say thank you as a business person, that you guys are doing a great job, and it means a lot to us having the students back spending money.
Thank you, Councillor Didavina. And one thing I want to add with that is both for Niagara College and Brock, if there's any volunteer opportunities you're looking for in the community, if you get a hold of my office, then we can direct you to the, and through Natalie, we can align you, because there's opportunities that arise during the year that are good for both parties. Go ahead, Nicholas.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, unless Justin has something else, I don't have any updates from the clerk's department.
Thank you, Justin. Natalie. No, he has not.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, as I'm listening to everyone, I'm wondering if it's from an educational standpoint to push out a social media campaign that sort of highlights the different bylaws and garbage pickups and whatnot.
Well,
as the students are
I think
arriving.
It's good. It's a good idea to get the number, for waste management, or any material that you think is relevant that we could share, and the same thing from the bylaw. But yes,
yeah,
more information is better than
I'm going to
less.
team up with them.
Yeah.
And, okay.
No, that makes sense. Philip.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone for their contribution. I've learned what I will take back to my local, like Brock University Graduate Student Association. So apart from that, there's thank you.
Gary, welcome back, and it's good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. They're definitely back, because I'm noticing a lot of traffic in the Winterberry area, and we've already had a little bit of trouble with a couple of units on Elderberry, which is off of Winterberry. the neighbors have told me that they've called the police, they responded, the noise went away, and hopefully those 2 units that look like they could be potential problems, hopefully they've got the message.
Have we got those flagged? Do you know what he's talking about? Okay. If you
Yeah.
could talk to Dan after off,
Okay.
that would help too.
Yeah,
Because if we nip it in the bud early, that's important.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're older, so they got to be second, third, or whatever. But I'm hoping that the response from the police shows that the neighborhoods are not going to really put up with that kind of behavior. So hopefully they learn from their first.
And Kristen's on, and when I get to her, we can also make sure that that's a stop on the welcome wagon as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, everything's been pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mark?
I don't have anything, Mr. Mayor, except for a thank you for the coordinated effort to everybody at this table. It's very much appreciated from somebody that's been living in Thorold for about 30 years now.
And Mark understands, he knows the issues, and we've seen the improvements, but we want to continue down that path. So, thanks, Mark. Stephen, anything else to add? Michelle?
Nothing for me.
Okay. Brian?
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Okay, and Mike?
Nothing from us, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
And Kristen, we got them, we'll get them addresses. We'll make sure we make a stop on the welcome wagon. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I just have 2 other points, and one that you addressed, Mayor
go
Ugolini,
ahead.
was around volunteer opportunities. Certainly, this ask goes out to all members of the community, so not just people that are in this meeting, but those who may be watching online as well. If you do have volunteer opportunities, we're happy to have students work with local organizations. And we also have an organization called the Society of Off-Campus Students. So the example of the market finale that's happening the second week of September, last year we did send a group of students down to participate, to do yoga in the park, as well as attend the concert. We have a student leader that guides those opportunities that are happening in the neighborhoods. So if you do have events, we do follow along with the social media that's happening both with the city and the BIA. But we're happy to have a student leader guide students to do that, to really become part of the community. Thank you, Councillor DeVitas, for your remarks. It's been a pleasure working with the BIA. I will also note, you'll see a visible reminder to both parents and students as they're traveling downtown Thorold, a welcome back to students. So both Niagara College students and Brock students. And so we're really grateful for that visual reminder that their students that they're dropping off to study here in the Niagara region are welcome in our downtowns. And I love that the city of Thorold is a leader in sharing that message as well. Natalie, we will amplify whatever social media you put out. We will happily share that from our social media accounts as well. And with that, everybody have a great fall. I know that people's routines start to return back to a different pace. And I wish everybody well, and I'll see you in a couple months when we meet again.
Thank you, Kristen. Do you, and everything's still on and normal with the Brock off-campus patrol, am I correct on that? Because that's it.
That's correct. So we've submitted our Niagara Regional Police requests through our campus safety services, and that's going right through September and October.
Okay.
So those requests have been submitted and the staffing set up for that. So that does include coverage during the long weekend. So this weekend coming, the first couple of weekends, it covers homecoming as well as Halloween coverage at this point, and those requests have been sent to NRPS.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Patricia, do you have anything else to add?
None from Bruce's end, but thank you everyone for the invite as well.
Thank you. And you know that you can get a hold of my office and we'll set that meeting up that we talked about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Okay, and Marcia.
Thank you, Mayor. As a Winterbury resident and a downtown business, I'd like to warmly welcome the students from both Brock and Niagara College back to our community. As someone who's involved in a lot of youth sports here in Thorold, I'd also love to see a partnership Grove with Niagara College and Brock, and getting some of these students involved with some of our youth and becoming a part of our community even more. Truly excited to have the students and looking forward to their energy and their involvement in our community.
Thank you so much, Marcia. Carmela.
There's nothing to add here.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Sentence, do you have anything?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I love the communication. The start of every new school year scares me, but we've had such good success in the past. Just like you said, keep going and don't let up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I think I've covered everyone. I want to thank everybody for coming together, and we know the importance of starting off on, in a good note, and I'm confident that the work we do will show improved dividends. I also want to mention that the next meeting will be held on November 24th, 2025, and we'll send out agenda and notifications prior to that, and if we need to meet for any reason earlier, we will notify you. Again, I want to mention that this Wednesday, the Community Market evening finale, we have the British Legends Tribute Band, and they play from 6 to 8 p.m. Am I correct, Councillor De Davina?
Yes. It's going to be
the
amazing.
park's going to be packed, and it's going to be a great event. And so that's this Wednesday. And then on September 13th, it's a matinee for the finale. It's a real family day, and there's the Taylor Swift tribute band on that day, correct?
Yes, and Taylor Swift might be dropping in there too to take a picture with her.
The other thing I want to mention, because their office is in Thorold and the players live in Thorold, congratulations to the Niagara River Lions on winning this CEBL championship, and I look forward to presenting them with a certificate on behalf of the city. So again, thank you, everybody. There being no further business, this meeting is hereby adjourned at 10:36 a.m., not p.m. I'm used to the evening meetings. I want to say p.m. Thanks.